ब्रोडकास्टिङ संस्था सिएनएनले सिएनएन हिरो भनेर अवार्ड पनि गरेको थियो 2015 मा। उहाँ आफ्नो अनुभव आफ्नो जर्नीलाई लिएर उहाँ एउटा नयाँ अथरको रूपमा लेखिकाको रूपमा आउनु भएको छ। उहाँको किताब अङ्ग्रेजी र नेपालीमा पनि लेखिएको छ र उहाँ एक प्रकारको बेस्ट सेलर नै भइसक्नु भएको छ र उहाँ कर्णालीमै आफ्नो कार्यक्षेत्र बनाएर धेरै वर्षदेखि काम गरिराख्नु भएको छ र अझ निरन्तर रूपमा कर्णालीसँग उहाँ जोडिराख्नुहुन्छ। त्यस हिसाबले यो लोकतन्त्र विकास सुशासनको क्षेत्रमा उहाँहरू यस्तो कुराहरूले पनि आफ्ना कुराहरू कर्णाली उत्सवमा चाहिँ राख्नको लागि उहाँ कीनोट स्पिचको लागि आउँदै हुनुहुन्छ। सो म्यागी, वी वान्ट टु वेलकम यु अन द स्टेज। सो आजको यो सत्र म्यागी डोएनजीको कुराहरूबाट।
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Karnali and welcome to Karnali Utsav. I am so honored to open this beautiful day, on this beautiful day, and share a little bit about my story and my journey with all of you. First, I want to thank the organizers, the founders for making this possible, for putting our Karnali region on the map, and including me and humbling me with an invitation to speak and be your keynote for today. So I wrote a few notes, and the title of my little talk I'm about to give is about the journey from New Jersey, where I grew up, to Karnali and to Nepal. And just to tell you kind of like the very short version, when I was 18 years old, I had the extreme fortune and privilege of getting to travel for a year. It was called a gap year program. And I didn't know what I wanted to study or where I wanted to go to college, or I'd never really left New Jersey, where I'm from. It's like a very small suburban town. I went to school, I played sports, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do, what I wanted to study, so I signed up for something called a gap year. Having no idea about Nepal, where Nepal was, I couldn't have placed it on a map, I didn't know what was happening. In fact, I really just wanted to travel for the adventure and fun of being 18. All of that changed when, by accident, I ended up in northeastern India. And to really understand Nepal, it was such a gift to start the journey on the Indian side of the border, where there is a huge culture of Nepal and a huge community. And to truly understand the Nepal experience is to understand the experience of the migrant. And in 2005, it was the refugee as well. And of course, when we all know about Nepal and get to meet Nepali people, we notice something very, very special. And I definitely did. And so I got to come to Karnali for the first time at the age of 19 with a lot of questions. I wanted to know so many things, like why is everybody leaving Karnali? Everybody I met in northeastern India working really difficult labor, having fled really difficult situations, talked about Jumla and Humla and Kalikot and Dailek, and I really wanted to see that and experience it with my own eyes. So I was very lucky. A kid coming from suburban New Jersey to then northeastern India to then Karnali, of all places. I didn't start in Pokhara, I didn't start in Kathmandu. I came right through Nepal, gone straight up, and of course the bus stopped at that time in Surkhet because we had our little bus station and it was a trading post type of pit stop. And I'm so grateful to have landed here in this place, to have gotten to go and see the beautiful Karnali region and to have fallen truly in love. I love this place. I call this place my home. I'm raising our family here. My team is all here. Some of us from Karnali, some of us from around the world, some of us from other places in Nepal. And it's been a journey of questions, of learning, of failing, and trying again, but always, always, always believing in the beauty and the love of Karnali. One thing that makes me really, really angry is that when you're outside of Karnali and people hear you talk about Jumla, Humla, Kalikot, Mugu, Acham, and Dailek, there's a reaction that you notice. People are like, what? You're there in Karnali? Why are you there? Like, isn't it the jungle? Isn't it? It's backwards. It's the backwards place of this country. And I've heard the word backwards so many times. Poor, backwards, backwards. And I noticed in this last couple of years, especially in the development sector, of feeling this anger and this defensiveness, because anyone who's been to Karnali knows that this is not a backwards place. It is a place of so much love and so much magic and so much beauty. And when you travel to all of these beautiful districts and you start to meet people and you start to hear their stories and you ask them, what do you dream of? What do you want? Everybody says, I want a future for my children. I want opportunities. I want jobs. I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of my parents. And to me, that is the most beautiful thing and the most forward thing. And so together, we're really trying to work on changing the narrative of what Karnali is and what Karnali can be. I'm 37 years old now, so I've spent half my life here, about half and half. And we continue to learn and continue to explore and continue to imagine. And it's been really hard. It's been really difficult. We got to see Karnali back in 2005 when we were recovering from a civil war. I got to be here when there were tires burning in the streets and conflicts. I've gotten to be here through times of peace, through times of strife, through times of watching Karnali become the provincial capital and that announcement that was being made. We got to watch Midwestern University and our provincial hospital come along and our roads be paved. And when you're kind of like the ones that are here, you also feel this sense of, again, like defensiveness, like, don't just pave over all of our roads, don't turn anything into concrete, don't cut down every tree, don't throw plastic in every beautiful nali and river. So I've found myself kind of turning into like a Sirketi, like OG, fight for what Sirket can be. They asked me to speak in English today, but also to weave in a little bit of Nepali. And I'm going to tell you about the first words that I learned when I was learning Nepali. So the first word that I learned that I was always hearing was China, 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 China. And I'm American, so I thought, why are they always talking about China? I didn't realize China, the country, and all I heard was China. And then I remember learning the word action, 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 action. But I thought they were saying action, action, action. And another thing that I learned early on, I'm a Maili Kochori, Maili. Ekjana didi hununcha, ekjana baini pani hununcha. And when you tell people you have ekjana didi, ekjana baini, bai dai China, China. If you don't have a brother, it's like a huge deal. We grew up with 3 sisters, tinjana baini hami. Tara dai bai na bai pachi ekdam dukha kura ho. And I learned that how important it is to have how you're defined by how many brothers you have and whose daughter you are. That was something really interesting. And yeah, over time I learned about the Tharu people and the beauty of the culture here. I learned from our mountain folks, whether you're from Jumla, Humla, Kalikot, or Jajarkot, all of the different nuances of culture, religious beliefs, just richness. And I realized that there is so much richness here, so much culture, so much nature, and I want people to see that part of Karnali, that part of this place, and I want us, as folks living and devoted to Karnali, to fight to preserve it. So I am I'm very much a work in progress. Like I'm not perfect. I started when I was really young, just 19 years old. Now I have 19-year-olds and I think, oh my gosh, I was such a baby. But I think the power of being really young is that you don't know anything. Like I don't have all the answers. And I've really tried to guide with that unknowing. And okay, I don't have the answers, but what questions do I have? And I really think in a place in education where everybody wants answers, the right answer and being right, I've really tried to guide myself in asking just questions. Like, are we okay with just sitting with a question? Some of the questions guided me in my life and on my journey to Karnali a lot more than the answers. The first question was, why is everyone leaving Karnali? I want to know that, I want to understand it. And then the second question was, why do we have children breaking rocks on a riverbed instead of going to school? And then the third question was, why are we hitting kids like in the classroom, in the learning environment? And each of those questions kind of guided us, my co-founder Topa Harmala and I, and our community on a journey to like working towards solutions. Not answers, but solutions. And just slowly over time, you realize that by digging into the question, you start to chip away at something and you learn by doing. We started with no money, no land, and slowly, kind of over time, by leaning into the questions, building something that we believe in. And I still want to tell my children, you're not ever going to have all the answers, but it's really important what questions you're asking. I want to talk about our Kopila Valley children who now go to Kopila Valley School, and I invite you all to come and see this beautiful, beautiful place. It's a school, again, that was guided by questions. How do we build a school that generates its own energy, that conserves its water, that's earthquake resilient, that has respect to the land, respect to the earth? How do we create a model school? How do we give quality, the best education to the kids who are the neediest? And through that journey, we started to build Kopila Valley School, which is my heart, it's my heaven, it's everything my dreams are made of. And I think a lot about, I'm only 37, it's still young, but I think a lot about, if I go tomorrow, what are the things that I want my kids to say about me? And I use this as a kind of, because I still need a lot of improvement, I use this as kind of like a guiding, like, what do I want my kids to say about me when I'm not here? And how will their values live within the culture, within the school? So this is what I hope my children say about me. I hope they say, oh my gosh, she was so grumpy until she had her coffee in the morning. She hated plastic. She fined people 100 rupees every time she saw a plastic bag, and she shook people down until she got it. She rode her bike everywhere. I mean, Surkhet, we could be riding bikes everywhere. We could be like Amsterdam and the Netherlands and Denmark. It's so flat here. And I want my kids to say, no, she rode her bike everywhere she went. And I want them to say she always stopped for a hug, no matter what, how busy she was. She always stopped and gave a hug. She loved babies, and she hugged every single kid she saw. No child is a lost cause or somebody to give up on. Every child has potential. Every child deserves the best. Every child deserves safety and education and love. I want them to say that I always danced with them, and I always danced, and I always made sure dance and music were a part of our journey. She never missed a soccer game, and she was always screaming and yelling and fighting on the sidelines as a soccer mom. And I want them to say that I fought for every single tree in Surkhet. Every single tree. I mourned the loss of every one that was cut down. I cried. I want to be known as a fierce protector of trees. And I want us to remember in Karnali the butterflies, the birds, the ladybugs, our earthworms, our soil, that we don't need to put concrete everywhere. I really love that about this place and our birds and our nature and our access to the mountains. And I think we can all just remember to play. I get to live a life surrounded by children. That's the life I want to live, because I think children always remember to play. They have this lightness, they have this joy, they laugh hundreds of times a day. And I think by staying with children and staying in a place of being a child, we get to keep that with us. And we have so much to learn about our children of Karnali. They have so much to teach us, and we need to be more like them. They don't need to be more like us. We need to be more like them. We need to learn from them. We need to be like them. And we need to create a world that's for them, that centers around our children. We can all agree on this one thing, and that is that children deserve a love, safety, and having their basic human needs and rights met. So I just want to end with, we all get to make choices about our life. I'm really lucky. I've gotten a lot of choices in my life. I get to choose to live in Karnali, choose to raise my family here. Some of us get choices, some of us don't get many choices. But I think it's really important that when we do get a chance to choose something, we choose love, and we choose integrity, and we choose the right thing. And I think more than anything else, I really hope that Karnali remembers to choose love, choose riding your bike, choose doing something more sustainable, choose children, choose joy, choose laughter. When you have that ability, choose the good things, choose the loving things. And I really, really hope that our children carry that legacy forward for Kopila. I love Karnali so much, and I'm so grateful to be welcomed here, to call this place my home. And I thank you all for coming, and thank you all for watching online. My book is here. It just came out in Nepali and English. It's called Between the Mountain and the Sky, and it is a love letter to Karnali, to Nepal. I hope you find a little piece of wisdom and kind of my own values and our story. And we invite you, all of you, to come to Kopila Valley School, get a seed, take a piece of inspiration. and learn with us and grow with us and continue to build a beautiful Karnali and a beautiful Nepal. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Karnali Utsav. Have a wonderful day and namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie, for an inspirational keynote speech. The final word, we wish you a best success on your new books. As a new author, you rock, you spread the message from Karnali. So I would like to thank you with our small gift, Naso. Also, our inspiration of this Karnali Utsav, Keval Prasad Bhandari, I want to invite him to give you the Karnali Naso. Actually, it's a bag that contains the products from Karnali. So we give this to every our guest. So thank you. Yeah.
लगानी नि गर्छ हजुर ब्याज दर पनि कममा